What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Vashti Denise, and we are back for another episode of Tia, My Next Act. This is a recap and review of season 1, episode 4, All Is Well. Let's jump in. Okay, so if you've been with me since episode 1, you understand that we've been watching Tia navigate through her dating new life, right? She's newly divorced, she has 2 kids, and right now she is in the process of dating again. We know that Corey was her first everything, her first boyfriend, her first love, her first sexual encounter, her first husband, her first father, everything, right? So she is in completely new territory right now. And it definitely shows, right? One thing that I can appreciate about her vulnerability in these moments is the fact that as a single woman, I can understand exactly where she is. Even though I don't have kids, even though I've never been married, I understand the desire and the depth for wanting to have a partner, wanting to have someone that's just going to love and cherish you and take care of you and be a partner in this life, this so-called life that we're living, right? So Tia opens the episode with a line where she says, "I'm doing everything and no one is taking care of me. And I have a true fear of the unknown." And that, kudos to you, Tia. These vulnerability moments make a huge difference, like for real. It's tough to be vulnerable in front of you guys, in front of the world. It's so tough. Like, we don't even want to talk about our real day to day.
We use filters.
We constantly find ways to enhance ourselves and to cover up our flaws and our blemishes and even our uncertainties. So I do appreciate Tia being transparent in these moments when she's saying, "I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen in the future." And it's interesting because Tia is an actor. She's a, you know, television star. So she understands what uncertainty means. As an actor, you know that nothing is guaranteed. You can be on the top show right now and it gets canceled after one season. You never know what the industry is going to do. For her to talk about how she has this deep fear of the unknown when it comes to her love life, it really shows that that's really what she's feeling. Because why would she have fear in any other area in her life? She's very successful, she's very accomplished. So I just appreciate her vulnerability in those moments. She is doing a virtual audition, and it says, she enjoys virtual auditions. And I thought that was really cool. I'm not that big a fan of virtual auditions. I would rather being in the room because you can feed off the energy of, your reader and your producer and director and whoever else is in the room. But she did bring up a good point. She said that with virtual auditions, you don't see your competition, and it gives her a level of calmness that she doesn't usually get when she's in the room with her competition, like waiting for her turn. And that's real. That's real. Sitting in those lobbies, in the hallways of whatever building you're doing your audition in, you can't help but look at the competition. You can't help but clock, like,
I guess she does fit the part a little bit.
you can start self doubting and end up messing up your own audition when maybe you had it in the bag before you walked in, but now you done messed it up because you're thinking about old girl that went before you or that's coming after you. So that's true. You definitely eliminate all of that with virtual auditions. So she's doing that. She's showing that she's still a working actor. Don't play with her. Okay. She's still booked and busy. Okay. So she's doing that. And then Jerome and Sierra walk in and they have a little kiki. So the next scene, we follow Tia to a doctor's appointment. She has a yearly mammogram. And I love that she is showcasing this. It's very important for women to be current on their mammograms. It's important for everyone to be current on their medical visits. You need to have your annual, men and women, okay? Especially when you are past 40. right? I mean, where our food level is and the contaminations with our water and all these other things, you really need to be getting double checked for everything by the time you hit 30, to be honest. And if cancer runs in your family, you want to make sure that you're on top of that early. So we do follow her into the doctor's office. It looks very nice. She kicks us out, of course, when they're about to do the actual procedure. But she does let us walk in with her, and I appreciated that. While she's at this doctor's appointment, Jerome is babysitting Cairo. And I thought it was really cute, right? Cairo is just so full of life. She's so adorable. She's just bouncing around, playing with her little dolls, and Jerome is just trying to keep up, right? And Jerome brings up the fact that she's very animated. You know, she's very charismatic. She has a huge imagination while she's playing with these dolls. He even asks her, like, how do you feel about acting? Do you want to do what mommy does? And she's like, yeah. And I thought it was really cute, but also she doesn't know what she's talking about. Right? Like she just turned 5. Like, of course, being in front of the camera is cute. Like, oh yeah, I want to do what mommy does. Why would I not want to do what mommy does? I love mommy. But does she really know what mommy does? Another thing that Jerome says to the screen is the best part of babysitting is giving them back to their mother. And I attest to that 100%. I have godchildren. I have little cousins. I love the babies to death. Okay. TTV loves the kids, but I love giving them back too. All right. Okay. I love giving them back because I be tired. I don't know how y'all parents do it. The level of energy that these children possess. Oh my goodness. I'd be like, it's nap time. And my niece be like, we just took a nap, TT. I'm like,
Let's do it again. You know, naps are fun. Let's play the quiet game. You know, like, do you really need to ask more questions? No, you're fine.
and of course, the next scene is literally Jerome and Tia talking about the last scene. We got to get some more action in here, y'all. We have to get some more movement. Like, this whole episode was basically one subject. And I understand bringing awareness to certain things, but you need to bring awareness to a storyline. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let that sink in. We need a solid storyline, sis. What is going on? Jerome talks to Tia about Cairo being in the TV business. And usually child actors aren't that big on their kids being actors. It's like the creatives, they don't want to push their children to do something that they don't want to do, right? Because the main narrative, 9 times out of 10, is that when these children, actors, stars, whatever, when they're put in the spotlight, they don't exactly know what they were asking for, if they even asked for it, or it's something that their parents orchestrated, that they're, putting them in the forefront or trying to live through them. So Tia made it very clear that, being a child actor can be a blessing and a curse. Like, she enjoyed it for her, but she does know that it created a lot of holes in her childhood, that she did learn responsibility really early, that she wasn't able to do certain things like regular kids. And now, as we see, she did miss out on like dating and, hanging with her friends and just regular things, that even regular mistakes, that we as regular lay people do, that helps build our character and maybe makes us a bit tougher and gives us a little more wisdom when it comes to how to navigate life and navigate relationships and people. And she's just like, I do not want my kid to miss out on that. I do not want her to be stuck on a set all day and not know what it's like to go ride her bike in the neighborhood. Right. And I appreciate that for Tia. I appreciate that. It's like, yeah, I want my kid to have a childhood. And she did say if Cairo came out and said that she wanted to be on TV, she would help her pursue it 100%. But as we see, I remember this narrative was something that was happening with Cree when he was around her age. And people were like, oh my God, Cree is so cute. He looks just like Taj. Like, why doesn't she put him on TV? And now we know, back then Tia was saying, I'm not going to push my child, just like she's saying with Cairo. And look at that. Cree is like 14, 15 now, and he doesn't want anything to do with the camera, even when it has to do with his own mother's reality show, right? So she was right in not pushing him. Think about how resentful and angry he may have been with her now if she would have pushed him to be in the industry then, right? So I think she's doing a good job with just letting Cairo figure it out on her own, letting her be a kid, right? She's only 5. Just let her be a kid. She says the family dynamics didn't change when she was in Sister Sister. Like, her parents made sure that she stayed in the child's place. And that is also very rare, right? A lot of other downfalls that we hear for child actors is that they became the head of the household for their family because they were the breadwinner. And that's where the downfall happened because they end up losing respect for their parents. They didn't know what discipline was. They became just completely unruly beings because they thought that no one could handle them. But Tia was raised by a military man and a Black woman. And as someone else who was raised by a military Black man and a Black woman who was also military, they don't play them games at all. Okay. So I completely understand when she's like, yeah, we still had chores. She says they got allowances. Like she didn't have access to her money willy-nilly. Like it wasn't like, oh, you're a 16-year-old millionaire, you can do what you want. No, no. Like you're still going to get your allowance, something that is feasible for you at your age, and you're going to live life as normal as possible. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But the downfall she does says is that she feels like she's catching up on life now. Like she feels like she didn't have a lot of friends, she didn't have a lot of people to choose from, and she's finally just like figuring out how to navigate her own life with that. And I do believe that that is something that she's afraid for Kyra with. She wants her to have her own life, to have her own childhood. And I completely understand that. So I'm with her on that. Let's just let Kyra cook. Let's let her be a kid and we'll go from there. She does bring up how Jerome has been there for her since before and after her being a star, a huge actor, that they were close cousins before she even got into TV business. And I love that. I love that he was there through this episode. You can tell that he really is an anchor for her. I'm still not sure what happened with that whole Cairo situation, why he hasn't met her these past 5 years, but it does show that their relationship is still as strong as ever, that him and Tia are still favorite cousins. It made me miss my cousins. My cousins live in Miami. We can't hang out all the time. And my cousins that live in Texas, we can't hang out all the time. But I love them. I love them. And we're always, connected in some way. So I completely understand. Like, it's a blessing to have cousins and extended family that are true friends. So we get a cute little scene of Tia laying in her bed on her back, and she's having a little phone call with her new boo. Mr. Charles gives her a call and they're having a little kiki on the phone. It's really cute. It's giving very like flirty, very middle school, right? Like call me after school. I'm trying not to be too loud so my parents won't hear, right? She got her feet kicked up. When you kiki and you're caking. Do the kids still say that? Are we still caking? Because we was caking when I was in middle school. When I was in middle and high school, we was caking. I can't even tell you why it was caking, why that was the term. I really don't know. I really don't know why I was caking, but we was caking. I like that she's being very giggly and flirty with him. I think that it puts her in a good space. So that was a cute little scene. And it was a nice palette change because then it got deep, right? So we get in the car. T is in the car with Sierra, and she gets a call from the doctor's office, and they basically say that there were some abnormalities on her mammogram screening, and she needs to come back for a biopsy so that they can rule out cancer or any other problems, right? And this is a scary moment for every woman, right? Breast cancer is literally the boogeyman. Cancer, period, is just the boogeyman. It kills me how it can just pop up whenever it wants, right? When you don't even know, is it your deodorant? Is it what you eat? Is it genetics? There's so many different things that can go into why you develop cancer cells. And it's just such a scary moment, right? She reveals that her grandmother died of cancer 5 years ago. Her aunt died of cancer a year ago. So it evokes obvious fear in her to the point where tears do come. Thankfully, Sierra is there with her to where she can keep her calm because you can tell it really freaked her out. And it was a pretty shocking moment, right? She Tia talks about how she always goes to the worst case scenarios mentally, and I completely understand that. That is so me. Like the moment I hear a little uncertainty, I'm automatically going all the way to the worst news possible. So it's tough when you're in that mindset, right? Where it's like you hear maybe, but in your brain you hear yes, right? Like they're saying like there could be something, we don't know for sure, let's just do some more tests. And in your brain you're hearing, oh my God, I'm sick, I only have 3 months to live, like what's really going on? And of course she's googling breast cancer, she's just driving herself crazy. And thankfully, she has lunch with her girls, Sierra, Natasha, and Alina, and they just reassure her that she's going to be fine. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Let's do the test. Let's see what the doctor says, and then let's go from there. We actually found out that her friend Elena went through this as well. It wasn't revealed as to whether she had full blown cancer and then is now in remission and a survivor, or if she just had a cancer scare. But she is like an anchor and a moment of reason for Tia in this moment. And I think that was really beautiful. I do enjoy her friendship with these three women. I do think that they are good for her. It was a cute little Sex in the City moment, right? They had a little some devious conversation. They had some, a little dirty conversation like we do over some cocktails and some good food, but it was good girl banter, right? And it was really cute. And the biggest thing they told her was just stay calm. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that, right? In these moments when you have a scare, would you tell your girls? Would you run to your family? Would you keep it to yourself until after you've taken the test to know exactly what's going on? For me, I would have done exactly what she did. I have had a scare before to where I confided in my smallest circle, the people that were closest to me in that moment that I knew could just keep me calm. And I was preparing to tell, the masses, to tell the real community of mine. But thankfully, it wasn't that. So I didn't have to announce it to everyone. But I think it was good that she did confide in the people that she did confide in. But let me know in the comments if you would have kept it to yourself or if you would have confided in someone. Even Jerome confirms that they've had history in their family because, of course, she tells him as well. So he's supporting her in this waiting period when she takes the test. And he does tell the camera that both of his parents have died from cancer. So cancer does run rapid in their family, it's quite fluid. So it just adds on to the anxiety that Tia obviously has with this scare because it's like, a lot of people in my family have been hit with this. So what makes me any different? It was heavy. It was heavy. She does take us into the office with her where she goes to get the biopsy, and the doctor informs us what the process is. They numb her in that space on her breast, and then they insert a needle to where they take a piece of flesh, pretty much, right? She said the size of a grain of rice, right? They take that amount from the breast and then they test it for cancer. And of course, we don't stay with her through the process, but she does get it done. Once that's done, she actually meets up with Alina and they go to a organization called the Pink Journey Breast Cancer Organization, where she speaks with a woman who is a cancer survivor, and she just gets, more information about the process, about breast cancer, about how it affects the family and your community, and how she can help in the community, how she can volunteer. And she even accepts a role where she can go and speak at their upcoming event. And that's what I love about Tia. I love that whenever something happens with her, she is very open about it. And she's also ready, like immediately ready to help others and be an advocate for it. I remember her doing this when she had her first pregnancy with Cree, and she had endometriosis. She had equilibrium issues. She, even when she gave birth, she had problems with producing milk. And she really walked us through all of the steps, whether it was social media, whether it was the show, because she was doing Tia and Tamara, the reality show at the time. And she was very open about these complications that she was having. And in that process, she made Milky, which is the vitamin that she made to help women produce milk. Made the she patented a bracelet to where you can wear to help your equilibrium when you are pregnant. So she's just so big on community and helping others that are dealing with the things that she goes through in life. And that really shows her philanthropy side that I just love. We follow her to the second date with Charles, and they had a great time. She says that they had a great time. It was really cute. You know, they matched each other's vibes. They went to another restaurant and had dinner. He was very attentive. He was, he gave her compliments. He was listening. He was reacting and having a real conversation. He wanted to talk about further things in life. They got a little deeper about each other's families and goals and their past. And she even confided in him about the scare and the fact that she was still waiting on her results. And he was very appreciative that she even shared that with him. He was like, "Thank you for being open and honest with me." And I just thought that was beautiful, because in a lot of times in relationships, especially in the early stages, you don't know how much you can share with someone. You don't know how much you can really lean on someone, and I feel like he validated himself in that moment by saying, like, "Yeah, I'm here for you. Like, you can tell me these things and I won't freak out. I won't try to fix them immediately. I won't try to fix you immediately. Like, I'm just going to be here and listen, and I'm going to be the shoulder that you need and the ears that you need." And I think that was perfect. I think that was perfect. I think they match each other's swag. He had a nice, style to him. They both were like in all black. It was just so cute. It was so cute. He has a 7-year-old daughter that lives in Ohio with the mom. So he's saying like he's open to more kids for sure. He wants to raise more kids. And it was just nice. It was a good date. He got a little kiss on the cheek from her. And I just thought it was really cute. It was really cute. And it looks like they're going to keep hanging out. And I'm glad about that. They ended the date walking hand in hand down the street. And it was adorable. It was adorable. I'm glad that she's having some success with this guy, at least so far. Right. And it also shows like, it is tough to not fall down the rabbit hole of like, "Ooh, this is going well. I wonder how this would be in a year. We could probably go on trips together. We could do all of these things." It seems like she's pacing herself in a good way. It seems like she's not getting ahead of herself with this relationship. She's really just trusting her feelings to see like how it goes. And I think that's awesome. I think that we're going to be seeing more of Charles. I hope so. I definitely hope so. So we move to a scene where Tia, Cairo, and Jerome are in the kitchen at Tia's house, and he has set up a little ice cream sundae bar for them. So he's like, usually when I'm stressed, I just want a little ice cream. Like we can have an ice cream moment and just hang and chill. And I thought that was so cute. It's just so sweet that he's really there to just comfort her and be there for her. In the middle of them doing the ice cream, she does get a call from her doctor's office and they clear her of cancer.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Okay, bless the Lord. Okay, because the moment you hear that something may occur, you start making plans and it can get dark, right? So it was a blessing that she had Jerome. And I was really happy that she was able to get that news with her daughter there, just like reassuring, like life is going to continue. Things are going to continue to progress. It's going to be fine. We got you. You got your village. Happy things are happening. Don't go to any of those dark places. So I was so happy. So happy she's okay. Thank God. So we then go to the summit. This is the event of the Pink Journey Breast Cancer organization that Tia agrees to go speak at, right? So we don't see much of it. We do see Charles walk in. So that means that he did come. She did invite him, which is so cute. Like he's so supportive.
He's so supportive. It's just so cute.
But everybody is like kind of waiting for her and trying to figure out like where she is. And girl, she is stuck in the elevator. Biggest fear unlocked. Okay. That is one of my biggest fears. I am terrified. Okay, my claustrophobia is already like on 1,000 post COVID. And being stuck in an elevator, like I want to pass out right now just thinking about it. Like watching the scene, I was already like pre hyperventilating because what are you talking about? Get me out of here. Get me out of here, okay? And there were a lot of people in that elevator. There was Tia, Sierra, Alina, and probably 2 cameramen because there were cameras in there with them. So that's 5 people with cameras in one little elevator. Like it wasn't even like an industrial elevator, like not the one that Solange whooped Jay-Z's butt in. No, it was not that big, okay? It's a regular business building elevator. And we end the episode with them finally alerting like the fire department and them coming to get them out. We don't see them get them out. We just in there, right? So shout out to them for ending on a cliffhanger.
Look at y'all trying to be dramatic. Trying to have a little heart-stopping moment.
Y'all better capitalize on the drops of drama that we get in this show, okay? They definitely be grasping for it, okay? Let me know in the comments how you feel about what's your biggest fear. Like is being stuck in an elevator one of your like top 5? It's like top 2 for me. I am terrified. I think it's like being buried alive and stuck in an elevator. They're like 1, 2. I'm just saying. Both of them you can lose oxygen. I just don't. Anything that's cutting off my air supply, no, thank you. But it does look promising for Tia. Looks like we will be seeing more of Charles. Let me know in the comments what you think about Charles. You think he's cute? You think this is a good match? Like, do you think he's gonna last? Or you think like he's gonna fizzle out like most guys? We'll see. We'll see. But that was the 4th episode of the season. Thanks for watching and talking to me. Shout out to all of my new subscribers. I know that we're climbing daily. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love speaking with you guys in the comments, in the DMs. I love that you guys reach out and we're having these conversations. That's exactly why I started this, so that we can build this community and have great conversations about TV and cinema and life and current events and just all of these things, right? So share with your friends, share with your family, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because this season ain't over, right? We got at least 4 more episodes. Usually a season is 8 episodes. I think this one has 10. I'm not sure. I'll verify on the next one, but we definitely got quite a few episodes to go. So make sure you don't miss it. If you missed the last few episodes, go back to my older videos. Make sure you watch them. Like and comment on those as well. And I will see you next week for episode 5. It's your girl, Vashti Denise.